Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Erika. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I missed you. For today's video, I am going to be reading my subscribers' scary stories. Scary stories just hit different on this month of October. Dude, time went by so freaking fast. Comment below what you have been doing or if you have been doing any spooky activities. I really want to know. I recently went to the pumpkin patch and it was so nice, dude. It was the nicest pumpkin patch ever. And I really liked going to the petting zoo. I love animals so much. So that was really cool. And for Halloween, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think my boyfriend's gonna play music, so I'll probably just do that. I was watching Goosebumps the other day with my nephews and it brought back so many memories. Dude, I love watching Goosebumps. I don't care how old I get, I'm always gonna watch Goosebumps. I've read like all the books, dude. I used to always check them out in my library. Arlstein, Goosebumps, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, dude. Those are all my shit. And then the episode of The Mask, oh my god, dude, that one is my fave. I actually thought about dressing up as Carly Beth. Oh my god, it makes me laugh because like la pobre niña es bien culona. But low-key same. Dude, poor Carly Beth, they did her so dirty. To be honest, I would love to do a summary about that Goosebumps episode because it is so creepy. Like watching it now as an adult, I'm like, bro, this is actually terrifying. Why were they showing this to kids? But yeah, I want to get more in the Halloween mood. I want to watch Goosebumps. I want to watch Scary Godmother. I want to watch Hocus Pocus, Monster House. I'm just so glad I put my nephews on into watching Goosebumps. But yeah, anyways, today I'm going to be reading scary stories and I am so excited. So get cozy, get comfortable, grab your matcha, your iced coffee, your tea, whatever you're gonna drink, so we can hear these stories together. This happened when I was like 6 or 7. So basically, I live in this apartment. I still do. It has 2 bedrooms. Me, my sister, and my mom share a room, while my 2 brothers share a room and my dad sleeps on the couch. So basically, it was around 1 or 2 a.m. and I was laying between my mom and my sister. When I was little, it was very hard for me to fall asleep. So I was just staring at the roof of my bedroom. My dad had una maña to look in our bedroom and outside the balcony to make sure we're safe. So basically, my dad came into my bedroom and I waved at him. He didn't wave back, which he usually does. But I didn't think much about it because at the time my dad worked 2 jobs. So after he checked my bedroom, I heard him at the balcony looking outside. But the thing is, he was still in my bedroom door frame. But this scared me even more because the shadow kept growing taller and taller and taller. I tried my best to go to sleep. I was able to accomplish it. In the morning, I told my family about it. My mom got mad at my dad and told him, ¿Cuántas veces te he dicho que no mires afuera en la noche? How many times have I told you to not look outside at night? Basically, in my family, it is considered bad luck to look outside at night. And my dad apologized to my mom. And since that, my dad stopped looking outside at night and in our bedroom. To this day, I still live in the apartment. I have more encounters if you want to know them. Girl, send them over. And then she sent me a picture. It says, this is my door frame. The black is my dad's height and the red is the shadow's height. No, dude. That's really tall. When I hear spooky stuff about things that keep getting taller, it just freaks me out. My friend's mom actually told me a story once about that she was in the closet and she just saw like a really tall lady there. Like she was like the size of the roof. I'm like, no mames, oh my god, me staring at my closet. Like, I just imagine a really tall lady. Like Glenda, la esposa de Popeye. And then she said, I've always experienced very scary stuff since I was little and I still do. But my family barely encounters anything except me and my mom. Oh my god, baby, I am so sorry. So when I was 13 or 14, my neighbors who were also my age invited me to join them and their family for a trip to Nuevo Laredo. They were just going for the weekend and my parents let me. Now that I think about it, I would never let my kids go on a trip with another family. But anyway, we arrived to a rancho type of house. They had an outhouse y todo el pedo. Everything was fine. I didn't feel any weird energy at all until it was time to go to sleep. We had to sleep in la sala, in the living room, because I guess they didn't have enough rooms. Well, everyone seemed to be knocked out, but I couldn't sleep because unfortunately, I had to pee. Oh no, needing to pee in the middle of the night in a random house in a rancho. That's giving Mexico scary story. I had to pee so bad and I was cramping. Oh, okay, she said I was getting my period, just my luck. And I sure as hell did not want to go outside. And I was laying there staring at the ceiling because I couldn't sleep. All of a sudden, se empezó a escuchar como una fiesta. Mind you, it was dead silent. And then you hear music, people talking and laughing, kids running around, y luego silence once again. Like dead silence. You know, if it was a real party, that wouldn't be possible. It kept going for a while, exactly like that. I decided to wake my friend up that was asleep on the other end of the same sofa I was on. And I kept hearing something. And we both sat there and waited for it to happen again. And it did. I was like, do you hear that? And the bitch said, no, you're hearing things. Go to sleep. No me quedó más que levantarme y pedirle a su tía algo para el dolor. She gave me the pill and I guess it worked because I fell asleep and even forgot I had to pee. The next morning, I told my friend about it again. I was shocked that she didn't hear it. To my surprise, she told me I did hear it. But I told you I didn't because I didn't want to scare you. Bruh, apparently they hear like that all the time. Even though it was creepy, I'm also thankful that at least it was fun ghost, you know? I'm dead. For real though, it was a fun ghost. Era un fantasma que le gustaba el ambiente y el desmadre. That was a very lit ghost. Like really, if you heard a full-on party. She said LMAO andaban en la fiesta. So yeah, after that, we moved on to another family's house on our last night. And I had a more peaceful sleep. Dude, why is that really funny actually? Don't tell me you heard a live group. Because that would be crazy if you heard a grupo or like a DJ. I mean, you most likely did. That is insane. That's actually insane. I have a spooky story to share with you. So one chilly October night, I was out partying with friends. To be more specific, a Halloween party. We were having such a good time that by the time we knew, the party was coming to an end. By the way, this party was hosted in a sketchy area. But we didn't care, we just wanted to have a fun night. So we took an Uber out to the venue anyway. Fast forward, we were getting ready to leave. When we remembered, we had to wait for an available Uber. The fastest one said an hour and a half. So after that, it was just waiting time. My friends and I were getting bored. I was curious about the area and wandered off since we had to wait anyways. That's when one of them points out a dark, scary area. And we were feeling bold, so we decided to go and see what was there. As we were getting closer, it felt like the street was only getting darker. Once we reached the destination, we saw an abandoned, creepy, neglected cemetery. That's when my friend has the brilliant idea to mess around and say, is anyone here? If you are, bro, I'm scared to say that after the bird I just heard. If you are, show yourself. Give us a sign that you are here. We all laughed it off, not thinking anything of it. In the beginning, there was no sign. We then continued to mess around and call out for signs. Yet we got nothing, or at least we thought. As we got deeper into the cemetery, we looked back and it just kept getting darker and foggy. This is when things didn't start feeling right. So we checked on our Uber and saw it was 30 minutes away. So we start making our way back into the venue. That's when suddenly we started to hear whimpering and footsteps coming behind us. We all turned around and there she was. A lady dressed in all black, tall, with shiny long hair, with a malicious look on her face. She came right at us, and we all ran for our lives, and we kept running. The cemetery started to have the sound of ringing bells. We were so scared to run, and it felt like never ending. We don't know what that was, but it sure did scare us. This experience isn't as scary, and it isn't as long either, I think. But it was the time I was in bed, and mind you, I still slept in my parents' room, and I told them I couldn't breathe at all. So they took me to the hospital and we came back. And my dad said if I wanted to sleep with him on the floor, since we only had two beds, but not big enough for the both of us. And once I was sleeping, I felt like something tickled my hand and pulled me, so I woke up. And once I turned to face my parents' closet, I saw a face. At first, I thought I was just seeing things. So I blinked, but the face was still there. And the face wasn't those creepy faces. It was like a scary potato face, but a creepy one. Eventually, I fell asleep, but inside my shower, that exact face is there. It's weird, honestly. Wait. Is she telling me she's haunted by Mr. Potato Face? And he's always waiting for you in the shower? That's like really creepy. When I was a little girl, around 6 to 7 years old, I had owned a doll from Mexico, gifted by my uncle. It was on a Christmas morning, and everyone in my family had woken up early to open our gifts. Among my presents, there was one last gift. It looked tall and cylinder shaped, and when I unwrapped it, it turned out to be a big doll. In the beginning, I had mentioned that it was from my uncle in Mexico, the doll along as well. By what my dad had told me as a kid, I was thrilled and carried that doll everywhere, even though my older sisters hated it and said it gave them the chills. Then one night, while everyone was asleep, I had woken up by some creak noises coming from my closet. I was staring directly at my closet just to see that it was slowly opening. And another thought in my mind was that my big doll was inside my closet along with my other toys as well. I froze, but pulling myself under my blanket, too scared to move. The next morning, my sister told my parents, "Bro, I need to know what happened after. Like, was it the doll? Was it another haunted toy? Because I'm imagining talking Tina from the Twilight Zone." This story happened in Mexico, Sonora, San Carlos. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. Me and my parents and my sister lived in our grandma's house, but my grandma didn't really live there. She only let us borrow that house. So when me and my sister were gonna eat a sandwich, I guess I was trying to act all that. And I don't know why I'm telling you this, but I don't know. I feel like something had to do with that. I don't know. So I opened the sandwich pan bag with my teeth. I guess I was trying to be cool. And the next thing, my tooth fell off. After we were done eating, it was pretty late. So me and my sister went to sleep with our parents because I was 5 years old and my sister was 6. And I know I was 5 years old because I still remember that 1 year later, we finally came to the United States because I remember my parents promised us that we were gonna go one day to visit the place that we were from. So yeah, we were born in the United States, but we had to leave for some personal problems. But anyways, we went to sleep and my parents were tired. So we couldn't really ask for their phone. We just let them sleep and we turned on the TV. Some news came out and they said that they had murdered a woman and they literally described my aunt. Same name, same everything. And when my parents heard that, they immediately went to a nearby house that my aunt lived in. Her name was Girasol. Well, that wasn't really her real name. It was just a nickname that we called her. We went to the hospital and they said that yeah, apparently she passed and she was in the hospital or something like that. I'm so sorry. That's so sad. And then my grandma called to my mom to really explain what was happening. So she was in the hospital. I remember we went all amontonados. We got there, and I don't know why, but my brain is just not braining because I can't remember what happened. All I remember is my mom crying, and then they started planning the funeral and everything. But what really made me freak out is that they had made cenizas my aunt and put it in a little box. And after time passed, we slept in the same house as my cousin, which was my aunt's daughter. Since it was really sad, people were depressed. So we were with them to keep them company. And then we started waking up in la madrugada because my cousin was singing in the middle of the night. And when we asked her why, she said she was singing with my aunt who passed away, her mother. Now we were really freaked out. It started happening every night and then things took a big turn. She started talking to herself in the bathroom with the box. I don't really know if it was to herself, but that started going for a while. And when we asked her why she was saying that, she said she was talking to her mother. Time passed and she started to cry really loud. Time passed and she kept talking to herself, and she said it was because of her mom reminding her about stories that they had went through together and that she missed her so bad. Time passed, and when we asked my cousin, she doesn't really remember. And then we used to see shadows, like tall shadows, black dark shadows, and she would hide under the table. My sister says she remembers that, but then again she doesn't remember so well. But what a lot of people said is that my aunt had pacto with la muerte. So when my cousin asked me about that, it really freaks me out because I feel like it could be true. And sometimes I want to remember, but then sometimes I feel like it's better not to because I don't really want to get into that. I'm a scaredy cat, not gonna lie, but I don't really know what that was. By the way, this happened in 2019. First of all, that is so sad what happened to your aunt, and I feel so bad for your cousin. I feel like maybe that could have been a way for her to cope. Honestly, I feel like therapy would have helped so much. That's really creepy though, that people assume it was that. It's a mystery, I guess. We'll never know. Alright, guys, this next one is an audio. We're gonna hear it together. Loki, I'm scared.
Oh my god, dude, I'm sorry I took so long. But thank you for accepting my message. I was like, where's Erika? Like, hello, I need some videos. But anyway, I'm gonna tell you a couple stories that happened while we used to live with my tia at the time. Very weird vibes. I thought they were scary, so I'm just gonna share them with you. So,
I'm scared.
when we used to live at that apartment, we would always like feel very off and like weary vibes, and I would experience a lot of how do you call it? A lot of y cuando se te sube el muerto. I forgot what you call it.
Sleep paralysis.
Sleep paralysis. Anyway, so I would experience a lot of that, and then one time we were like messing around, my sister and I, and we're like, oh my god, like what if there's like little kid here like haunting, you know?
Bruh. Oh shit. I have low battery, sorry.
Just messing around. And tell me why. My sister used to have like a digital camera, and one night randomly she was like taking pictures of the ceiling. I don't know why, the ceiling in the room. I don't know why she was doing that. But anyway, she was taking pictures, and we decided to go through the camera roll. And tell me why. She literally captured a picture of a little boy staring outside of the closet, like half of his face. I was like, what the fuck? So then we're like freaking out, right? And like the next day, we're looking in the closet, and tell me why, like on top where you like put clothes, there was an esclava, like a little boy esclava. And I was like, no way, like put that back because I'm not doing that. So that was one incident. And then the next incident was I got up like at 1 in the morning one time, and I don't know how to explain this. So in the kitchen, there's like a little bar, and on the other side of the bar, there's like the room, like a hallway to the room. And I saw this lady like walking there, and I was like, oh, that's my tia. But then I was like, no, that looked weird. So I went and I checked the room, and I was like, oh my god, like there's nobody there. But I could have sworn I saw a lady walking there. And then I went to check all the other rooms, and everybody was asleep. And I'm like, there's no way. Like, there's no way I just saw that, and everybody's sleeping. And I started freaking out, and I just went to my room, and I was like, I'm not going to tell anybody because they're not going to believe me. But yeah, we just experienced a lot of weird things. Like, even being tapped. It was so weird, dude.
Bro, that is so scary. The little boy and then the esclava. That just put two and two together. Like, I'm sure there was a little boy there. And then the lady, oh my god, no, dude. That's so creepy.
Okay, so basically, I love your videos. You're a baddie, by the way. And oh my god,
Aww.
I call it the weird trip because I was in a car ride with my mom, my bad, with my mom and my sister. We were driving to Mexico, and it was an 8-hour drive. Oh my gosh, from California to Mexico. It
That
was
is so
crazy,
long.
and oh my god, it was just crazy. Like, it was nighttime. We were like 25 miles away from it, and I basically saw a person cross the road while there was a car coming. We were still driving, by the way, and I always see things a lot. I see a lot of shadows in Mexico. It's just crazy because I see, like, it was just a tall man walking. It felt like the guy crossed through the road and like crashed, basically, like that. And it was crazy because, like, what the heck just happened? And I told my sister about it. And I'm like, hey, sis, like, I just saw a man cross the road. Like, did you not see that? She's like, what do you mean? You're going crazy. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, you might be going crazy. I'm like, what the heck? No, I'm not. Did you, like, not see him? She's like, no, I did not see that guy. I'm so sorry, but you're going crazy. I'm like, what? And I remember we were like at the house in Mexico by one of my mom's friends. I saw this tall figure. Like, it was the door, the kitchen. Basically, the room and the kitchen were like together. Type.
Bro, Goofy came in and opened the door and it scared the crap out of me. No mames. Plebito cabrón.
Yeah, so I saw this tall figure, the same guy type of figure, not showing the same face, not showing, it's just a figure standing, staring at me, right into my soul. I'm just laying down in my right, and I'm just looking at it. I'm just like, what the fuck do I do? I cover myself up. I'm like, just don't think about it, just don't think about it. And the next day, I told my sister about it, of course. She's like, what? You saw a tall figure? I'm like, yes, I did. It's crazy.
You know what's actually really crazy? That a lot of people always say that they feel like they've seen a tall figure with a hat on. And I feel like I would see it too in the hallway of my childhood home. Oh, look, she drew a map and then she put where she saw the shadow man. That is so creepy. Like, why does everyone see the shadow man? Ay, no, que Dios nos proteja de eso. Alright, guys, so this is it for today's video. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up down below. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Please, it'll help me a ton. Help me reach 370K. We're growing, and I am so grateful for that. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.